Welcome to WCBN Sports coverage of the Michigan Wolverines women's soccer team at the Soccer Stadium in Ann Arbor. I'm Zachary Linder.
And I'm Aydin Abdollahi.
Zach Warshaw will be joining us later in the second half. Michigan getting set to take on the Northwestern Wildcats. And these have been two teams that have struggled throughout the season and in Big Ten play. Michigan comes in 2-11-2 on the season, 1-6-1 in conference play. Both wins coming here in Ann Arbor. Northwestern 5-8-3 overall, 0-6-2 in the conference. They're 2-4-1 on the road. Aydin, what do you look for here from both of these teams to try to get off to a strong start?
Yeah, these two teams have not played great this season, and both teams pretty much out of playoff contention this season. So it'll be a good game for Michigan, maybe to get some fresh legs in there, test some players who maybe haven't gotten as much playing time this season. For Northwestern as well, maybe, but this will be a confidence booster game for Michigan because Northwestern is in last place. They're the only team below Michigan in the Big Ten standings at the moment, so hopefully this game can be a win for them and give them confidence moving forward.
Take a look at the starters for Michigan. It's Stephanie Sprkowski in goal. At forward, Callie Burrell, Taylor Brennan, and Katie Roditas. At midfield, it's Lily Bosley, Avery Coletta, and Jenna Lang. And then at defense, Taylor Brennan as well, at forward. And then at defense, Ella Sims, Erin Junkman, and Anaya League. On the Northwestern side, Riley Fitzpatrick behind goal. It'll be at forward, Kennedy Roche, Alex Fallon. Midfield, Josie Olasino, Katerina Regazzoni. And then at defense, we have 6 defenders out there. Maddie Finnerty, Nicole Doucette, Kira Wagner, Emma Phillips, Brooke Miller, and Tana Schornstein. We are past the official start time here by a minute, but team's still huddling.
Yeah, 6 defenders in the Northwestern lineup. I expect to see most likely a back 5 and 1 defensive midfielder, but we'll see how that plays out when they take the fields.
And Michigan now coming out onto the field. Michigan wearing blue jerseys, Northwestern in white. Michigan will work left to right here in the first half. Again, we are now just about set. Teams are on the field huddling on their respective sides. Again, for Michigan, again, looking for their third win, their second win in conference play. They are coming off of a 1-1 draw against the Oregon Ducks last Sunday. They lost their previous 4 matches before that. Northwestern, they've lost. They have not won their last 9 contests. They do have 3 ties in that stretch, but hosted both LA schools, UCLA and USC, their last 2 games, lost both of those contests. Michigan will start with the ball. And we're just about set to go here. Teams are in positions. And the whistle blows. And Michigan will start it, pushing up to the far side. Now they'll work back to the center. Lily Bosley has it, pushes it out to Ava Coletti, who now comes around middle and in. It's now Nia League with it, who goes back to Erin Junkman. Junkman working up the middle. Now she'll push it into Northwestern territory, but that ball's going to roll out of bounds. Callie Burrell, the intended target, missed her, went off to the sideline. This one's going to come out to Riley Fitzpatrick behind goal. And it's going to be a takeaway here for Jenna Lang as Northwestern was working it up the near sideline.
That's good press there from Michigan. I mean, we see most of their players, all 11 in Northwestern's half, pretty much suffocating them there, giving them no option. They want it back now.
So Michigan will retreat to their own side, come back out. It's Erin Junkman in back, who will now push it up. But that pass to Taylor Brennan misses her, and Maddie Finnerty will recover it for the Wildcats.
Yeah, we're seeing all 11 Michigan players in Northwestern's defensive half. I expect to see this for most of the game. Northwestern looking to play defensive in this one.
About a minute 40 into the contest. And Michigan with a throw in the corner. Ball will go out of bounds again, this time belonging to Northwestern. In their own corner on the near side. And it'll go out of bounds. And I believe it'll belong to Michigan this time. So we're seeing some choppy play in the corner. Both teams just trying to force it out of bounds off the other. This time it goes to the Wolverines.
Yeah, neither team able to string a few passes together just yet.
And Nia League will recover it and get it to Sierra Sargent. Now ball comes out. Northwestern takes it away, and they'll move in transition here across midfield quickly. But a pass to Kira Wagner, she can't corral across midfield. And the Wildcats turn it over.
Yeah, that was Alessino in the middle. Quick break. Potential counterattack from Northwestern, but the pass from Alessino was a little too heavy.
So Nia League throws it in. Katie Roditas. Roditas has it back. A quick pass from Sierra Sargent. Northwestern's going to take it away. That's Emma Phillips.
Looking at Jenna Lang pressuring the ball right now, usually as an attacking mid, I think she'll be more forward for this game. Michigan doesn't really have a true striker in there. So Jenna Lang will look to play up top, lead the line. But she's dynamic. She's great on the ball, so she'll drop deep to facilitate attacks for Michigan as well.
Michigan in the attacking zone here. Working the ball around up top now. From the corner, they'll take a cross.
That was a great cross there. Just good defending by Northwestern.
Sierra Sargent brought it in, but couldn't find a target. And as you said, Wolverines had a couple players in there inside the penalty box, but well covered by the Wildcats. So Northwestern throws it in, and League is going to take it back for Michigan. Michigan has been the better team in terms of possession through these first 4 minutes of play. No shots taken from either side.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, Northwestern probably going to sit back for most of this contest as this ball is given away.
As you said, Northwestern gets a takeaway here, and they'll quickly push it out to Josie Alessino, who will work in from the left corner, take a cross that Michigan's going to come up with. It got to Kennedy Roche, but she was not able to do anything with it. Now Michigan will move fast, but the pass from Brennan DeLang goes awry, and it ends up with Riley Fitzpatrick right at the top of the penalty box.
Yeah, and we've seen this opening 5 minutes. I mean, Michigan controlling most of the possession, but two cheap giveaways gave two potential counterattacks to Northwestern.
This ball is just going to sail back to Stephanie Sparkowski. And she'll just dump it off to Junkman.
Something to look out for in this Northwestern side. they'll look for those counterattacks all game.
Avery Coletta has it, pushes it across midfield, but an errant pass. Gives it to Northwestern, who will send it back to their goalkeeper. Now pushes it out to the right side. Across the far sideline, out of bounds. Right in front of the student bleachers. Around midfield, ball will belong to the Wolverines.
This Michigan side, I think, is going to have to be more patient in the build-up. So we see a few rushed passes in this opening 10 minutes. Decent possession spells, but they need to be more careful with the ball.
League has it near side at midfield. Gives it to Sims, who gets it back. See press from Northwestern, but Michigan able to secure it. They'll not push it across the left wing. Coletta with the ball. She'll now give it up. And Sargent could not corral a pass to her. Now, kind of a loose ball here will end up back with the Wolverines. Northwestern pressing hard. No fouls given by either side. The first 6.5 minutes of play. Michigan with a chance. Shot goes wide right from Jenna Lang.
Yeah, a quick turn there from Jenna Lang and went on her weaker left foot. She took the strike, and the keeper, I think, got something on. It's a corner for Michigan.
So first shot misses, but as you said, it will become a corner kick. And that was a ball that Fitzpatrick did not need to do anything with. That was not on target. Just a little bit right. But Michigan will get the corner out of it. First one of the game. And that's just going to get intercepted. Michigan will get it back.
Yeah, low corner there. Set the driven ball, didn't work out.
7.5 minutes in, no score. One shot for Michigan is counted as on goal with a save by Riley Fitzpatrick. Michigan ball now in the box. Cross. Defended well. Goes out of play.
Yeah, it's another good cross from Lang there. Sent it to a dangerous area, but it's a pattern we've seen with this Michigan side. They don't really have an aerial presence to get on the end of these crosses.
So Northwestern takes it out on a goalie kick. They'll push fast. And Kira Wagner's there, but then gives it up as she did not have help.
Good. It's a good win by Taylor.
Michigan has it. Lily Bosley pushes it to the left wing. That's Coletta. Back to Bosley. In the way is Roche.
That's another cheap giveaway. Coletta there tried to take on her man, but in a dangerous area. Great skill there.
Northwestern now pushes into Michigan territory. But a pass there from Alex Fallon sails well past her target.
That was Regazzoni there with a great skill, split two defenders there, but just fizzled out in the end.
We're about 20% through this first half here. One shot on the board for Michigan, one shot on goal. They've picked up a corner, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. And it's been a lot of back and forth action. And not a lot of scoring opportunities. Michigan will throw in from up top. And Northwestern's gonna take it away briefly. Now they will hold on to get it into the box, but Michigan, Taryn Junkman right there. Now League with it. Looked like she was trying to pass it to Katie Reditas there, but misses her.
Another bad giveaway. I mean, League there had time, but just give him away.
Michigan has it now. They get it back quickly again. Working toward the center, but another giveaway from Reditas. Don't know who she was trying to pass to.
Yeah,
Michigan will get it back, though.
I think she just rushed that past Roditas there.
So Michigan has it. Now on their own side. It's Junkman to League.
A lot of space here. Well, Northwestern pressing up now.
Yeah, Ella Sims retreating. Northwestern still pressing on her. Michigan on their own side. But Anaya League will take a throw in. After it went out of bounds off the Wildcats. And two-man press again. Goes out, and I think this time Northwestern will be awarded possession. So Northwestern with the ball. But Kennedy Roach is going to give it up. Now Northwestern gets it back around midfield. So they'll push.
Free ball.
Northwestern will hold on to it. Alex Fallon has it. Passes to Regazzoni inside. Northwestern cannot. Trying to push it into the box. Cannot. Now they'll work to the corner. Take a cross. No target. But it will be recovered on the left side by Wagner. She'll push it back towards center. Michigan finally, after a lot of traffic in the center, will come up with the ball. They'll give it up now, but Northwestern drops back. Fitzpatrick outside the box, passes it off.
A decent spell from Northwestern here as they give it away, but first time in the game they've really kept possession of the ball for a sustained period of time.
From the left side, Burrell.
Good chance there. Burrell on this left-hand side looking to take on her man, but it just gets poked away at the last second for a corner.
Second corner for Michigan in the contest. It'll come out from the other side, left of goal, from the Wolverines' vantage point. They'll get it into the center. Michigan will corral it. Shot from Bosley sails high. So it'll be a goalie kick. Michigan with their second shot of the game.
Not a terrible look there. Decent shot, just a little too high. Getting better looks this Michigan side.
Fitzpatrick passes to Finnerty. The near corner. Gonna have to work around a large cluster of Wolverines. She gets it to midfield, but she cannot escape the Michigan defenders who will take it back. Michigan past midfield retreats. Coletta now pushes it across, but can't find a target. But Northwestern can't hold on to it either. Michigan secures possession once again. We leak to Junkman.
Yeah, they're just picking their moments, this Northwestern side. Picking their moments to press. Here they're giving them space, but at times they choose one to press, and it's forcing a lot of mistakes in that Michigan back line.
31 minutes left in the first half. No score here in Ann Arbor.
Good one, too, there.
Michigan trying to work it inside, and they finally will, but no target there from Roditas.
Yeah, that one's put into a dangerous area again from Roditas, but no one's in the 6-yard box to get on the end of it. They need to start making better use of these looks, this Michigan side. But it looks like they're getting closer.
Northwestern will send it across midfield quickly. A little stumble there. But Northwestern's going to hold on to it as it's now Doucette. Now pushes it up right wing. Wildcats will look to bring it inside. Wolverines get in the way. Ball pushed out to the corner now. Right outside the box, right side. It's Wagner with the ball. Working toward the sideline. We'll keep it in bounds.
Done well to play out of that one.
And it looked like an attempted pass inside there. Missed the target. Pass from Roche. It'll be a goal kick for Sporkowski, who sends it to League. Gives it back to the goalkeeper. Looks like she might kick long here. She will. Pushing it close to midfield. It'll be headed by Phillips. And Northwestern driving here, pushing it in quickly. Can't get a look. And Michigan able to escape danger there.
Yeah, that's great organization from Northwestern there. Gave Sparkowski no choice but to play it long, and they were on the end of it right away, and it sparked a dangerous attack. Might have been the best look of the game for either side so far.
Yeah, no shot there, but I agree with you. Looked like a better chance than either shot that Michigan got off. Yeah, Michigan with 2 shots, 1 on goal. Northwestern yet to put a shot up. So we now have a action at midfield. It'll be a Northwestern throw-in.
Yeah, they got to stay focused this Michigan side, especially when they win these balls in the middle like they've just done right there, but just need to take their time, relax a little bit, try to work through Jenna Lang, try to find Callie Burrell more. Just need to be a little more sharp this Michigan side.
Yeah, League had gotten it, then kicked it right back out of bounds again. Northwestern corrals the throw in this time, and now they're working up top. Sierra Sargent trying to get in the way, can't. A lot of Michigan traffic here in the center, but Northwestern with a look. Right as Alex Fallon gets to the edge of the box, Michigan will push them away. Northwestern drops back.
Yeah, another decent look there for Fallon. Could have taken the shot on the edge of the box, but couldn't get it off.
It's a cross from Northwestern. Misses again, but Northwestern has it in the penalty box. Ball will roll out of bounds. It'll be a goalie kick.
Yeah, a little blind pass / shot from Fallon there. But warning signs for this Michigan team. Northwestern are getting the better looks in these last 5 minutes. So 20 minutes, 27 minutes still left in this half. But Northwestern seem to be getting on the front foot.
Yeah, early on it felt like Michigan was doing a little better job with control, but couldn't take advantage of chances. Now it's Northwestern with chances, and finally we're going to get the first foul of the game 18 minutes in.
Offside there.
Or an offside. I apologize. That offside will go against Northwestern. First offside we've had. So still no fouls on either side. Despite a lot of press from both sides, it feels like. So it'll be a free kick for Michigan. Junkman gives it to Sparkowski, who now pushes to League in the right wing.
Yeah, like you're saying, no fouls yet. It hasn't been too much of a physical contest as of yet.
Out of bounds, just in front of us, around midfield. And it'll be an Iowa League with the throw-in. And Michigan gives it up.
Yeah, a lot of cheap giveaways in the midfield in this first half.
The Regazzoni.
Regazzoni, one to look out for, I think, from Northwestern. She's been everywhere on the field. Picks it up on the right wing now.
Yeah, she gets it back. Trying to work inside, but it's going to be taken away.
Little nutmeg there from Regazzoni, but she couldn't get on the end of it.
Out of bounds on the far sideline, Michigan possession. 25 and a half minutes to go in half number 1. Throw-in will come in, I believe, from Coletta, but Northwestern's going to take it away. We're well defended there. Well, I believe that's Sierra Sargent, but it is going to result in Northwestern's first corner kick.
We'll take it short there.
And now the second kick will be brought in, but Michigan's going to knock it out Rolls into an empty Northwestern backfield. They'll corral it. Doucette now with the ball. Passes it off across center field. Kennedy Roche with it left wing. Will take a cross, shot, score! Northwestern on a perfect cross and header into the cage. In 20 minutes, 31 seconds into this contest, the Wildcats are ahead 1-0.
Yeah, Kennedy Roche did brilliantly to take on her man. League at left back there, at right back, excuse me. Just created her own space, sent in a perfect ball with the left foot. And I didn't see who got the head on the end of it. We'll get the announcement in a second here, but yeah, just that goal is all Kennedy Roche. She did super well there.
It's Alex Fallon who picks up the goal. It's for Fallon. That'll be her first goal of the season, and in fact, her first points of the season, just her 7th game played this year. Kennedy Roche gets her 2nd assist. That'll be her team leading 12th point. And as you had said, it was Northwestern getting the better look these last several minutes. You could kind of see this coming.
Yeah. I mean, Northwestern have looked by far the better side in this phase of play. That's disappointing for Michigan to give that one up. So we see L. Urban come on for Michigan.
And Katie Roditas will come off the field. First substitution from either side. Will go out of bounds into the stands. Will be returned by the event staff onto the field when Northwestern will take it. We got about a minute left to the halfway point in this first half. What is a 1-0 Northwestern lead? Ball in Michigan territory. Northwestern has it on the right wing. Shorenstein had it. Now Northwestern will push back to their own side. Not seeing a lot of press from Michigan, but they'll take it now as Northwestern try to advance too fast.
Counterattack chance here. That ball's too heavy, though.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Again, winning the ball back there. Trying to spring counterattacks, but I think if they just try to be a little bit more patient, pass it around a little bit in the midfields, they'll have more success. One back again here.
Michigan with the ball at midfield. And now they have a chance here for Sargent. Shot from the corner. Saved by Fitzpatrick, and Northwestern is going to get it out of there.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, if they want to find success, they're going to have to go through Jenna Lang, and they did there. Sent it to Jenna Lang in the middle, and she sent a perfect ball out to Sargent, but Sargent saw it's not powerful enough.
So Northwestern with possession now.
That one went out.
It'll be an out of bounds near side. I think League will throw it in. We've got 22 minutes left in the first half. Northwestern with a 1-0 lead. Courtesy of Emma Phillips' first goal of the season.
Guess they called a foul there.
So League has it. Goes into traffic, does not work out.
Yeah, this Northwestern side is just so organized in the back and the midfields. They're not really given many options to this Michigan side. They're trying to play through the middle. And there's a Northwestern player on the end of all these balls, it seems like.
So work slowly here. After about a minute of possession, just going to send it back to Riley Fitzpatrick. I believe that stoppage that we had that gave Michigan possession was Northwestern's second offside of the game. Still foul free over halfway through the first half. Northwestern works it across midfield.
Good little reverse ball there.
Still corral it. Bring it up near side now. It's Regazzoni. Gives it up to Doucette in the corner. Cross. Northwestern, Michigan will get a foot on it. Cannot take control. Northwestern might have a shot, but Brooke loses it out as Avery Coletta pushed it away.
Yeah, that's good strength there by Coletta.
20 minutes to go in the first half. Northwestern throwing far side. They'll now bring it to the center, just outside the box. Fallon shot from outside the box.
That's a decent
Just a
hit
little
there.
high.
Decent hit there from Fallon. It was just over. Thought Sparkowski may have gone a hand to it, but it's a goal kick.
And it'll be Campbell Jewell and Avery Peters who will enter the game now. For Michigan, Callie Burrell and Ella Sims will both take a seat.
Yeah, Burrell pretty silent in that first period. Didn't get the ball a lot. Hopefully see more of her in the second half, or if she comes back on in this first half. 19 minutes left. But we're seeing more of the same from Northwestern here after scoring the goal. Still creating most of the chances that they have one here.
And it's going to be a corner kick for Northwestern. I believe that was Alessino pushed it from the right side. Michigan decided to deflect it out of bounds to keep her from pulling it in. So Northwestern gets their first, or their second corner. So last time they went short on this kick. See if they take the same strategy. They'll work inside, but they're not going to push it in all the way. Now across, and the shot goes high and maybe wide left, but another good look.
That's a great chance there. Interesting little corner tactic. They played it inside the 18. Ball was in the air, a little tough to deal with. It eventually fell to Fallon again, and I think she should have gone her second there. Great ball from Lang there. It's read well.
Northwestern will take it away as Michigan tried to push it up a little too fast. Northwestern with the ball.
A little too heavy from Lang, but I like the look there.
Michigan now will recover it and retreat into the backfield. It's Junkman. Push it past midfield. Now a fight for the ball is going to be won by Coletta, who will take a cross. And a save there from Fitzpatrick. And it'll be a corner kick for Michigan.
Coletta there ventured forward, sent a driven ball in the box, and Al Irvin, I believe, tried to pull off the bicycle kick and just pushed away by Fitzpatrick.
So Michigan with its third corner. Probably the best look the Wolverines have had. And Northwestern will knock the corner away, but Michigan's going to get it back in.
A foul there.
So there is our first foul of the game going against the Wolverines with 16.5 to play in half number one. So it'll be a free kick that'll come from Riley Fitzpatrick. Push it out to the near corner.
It's good press there from Michigan. Vicky Jones coming on for Northwestern.
Now Michigan. Number 3, Beanie Harshey.
Beanie Harshey will come on for the Wolverines in place of Sierra Sargent. And then, as you said, Northwestern will make its first sub of the game. 15.5 to go. Northwestern will take over possession on their own side.
And they're just matching up in the midfield. Every single Northwestern midfielder is matched up to a Michigan midfielder. So when the center backs, Coletta and Junkman, have the ball, they really have no options to play through.
Michigan will try to work through traffic here. Got it. Pushing now to the right wing. The Harshey will now come out to Brennan, and this ball is going to drop back where League will have to pick it up. Now back to Brennan, and Wolverines will have to retreat again. Try to push it up a little. Brennan will come away with it. But Northwestern well positioned defensively, and they're going to take it over in the corner. Ball will roll out of bounds off of Michigan.
Yeah, just too disciplined, too organized, this Northwestern setup.
So Northwestern throwing from deep in their own side. And Michigan will try to corral it, and they will. So the ball goes out of bounds off Northwestern, much to their dismay. So League will throw it in. 1-0 Wildcats, about 13:40 left in the first half. Northwestern's going to come up with it. Michigan could not get a chance. Now it'll be kicked out of bounds by the Wolverines.
And Michigan started off this game as the better side, I think. They created the best chances. If I had to pick my winner just based on the first 10 minutes, I would say Michigan, but Northwestern came into this game slowly but surely got on the front foot, and it's just been all Northwestern for the second phase of play.
So Northwestern now has it on the Michigan side of the field. Wolverines will kick it away. Northwestern will press here, but Michigan is just going to really drop it back. Junkman back about maybe 7 feet in front of the box.
Yeah, we see Beanie Harshey pick up the ball there, and she looks forward, and she has no one really. She's forced to go back.
Wolverines will now send it across to League inside to Lang. Now gives it to Bosley, but that's going to get knocked away by Northwestern across midfield.
Yeah, it seems like Northwestern is well aware of the threat in Jenna Lang. Every time she gets the ball, pretty much suffocated.
Northwestern has it now. They'll get kicked away by Coletta. She's going to take it away. Not a lot of help here. Kate Hennon is on her. But Michigan will push it across to the other side. Now Avery Peters passes it off left wing, working from the corner in. Now inside the box. Errant pass. Gives it up. Northwestern will take it away. A lot of pressure there on Kennedy Roche on her own side of the field. And Michigan will be rewarded with a throw-in as it goes out of bounds. 11:15 to play in the half.
That's good work by Bosley there. Just snuffed out any chance of a Northwestern counter.
So League with the ball. They get kicked away.
Good tackle there.
Takeaway there for Coletta, surrounded by a pair of Wildcats. A collision out of bounds. And it'll be a corner.
Yeah, good read by Coletta. She won it back there on the edge of the 18. Made a darting run to the byline, and her cross was sent out for a corner.
The corner will be taken from Beanie Harshay.
Another low one there from Michigan. The two corners they've had are both sent low, and they were both cut out, but they'll get another chance here.
Yeah, that one almost headed right toward the post. It gets deflected out of bounds by the Wildcats. This one comes in, deflected toward the center of the field by Northwestern, and ultimately they're going to come up with possession. And a foul there by Northwestern. First foul against Northwestern of the night.
Gonna call it. That was a handball, I believe.
So I apologize. There is still no fouls against Northwestern as they hold this 1-0 lead. One foul against Michigan. Northwestern does have a pair of offsides. Free kick will come from Jenna Lang. Michigan will quickly work it in. Michigan will take it back. Now in the corner, and it will be a corner kick, but we're going to have a stoppage for an injured Wildcat. And now we're going to get a clock stoppage with 8:50 to play in the first half. For an injured Northwestern player here. Can't tell who that is. But again, it feels like Michigan here starting to get a little bit more pressure back like they had early in the game. The looks just don't seem to be as good, though, as what Northwestern's been able to get.
Yeah, Michigan pushing for these final minutes. Looking like how they started. But they have to get one before the half ends. If they don't at least equalize going into halftime, it's tough seeing them getting 3 points out of this game.
Yeah, Northwestern just 2 points in conference play. The only team in the Big Ten not to have a conference win yet. Michigan with 4 points. They have a win and a draw. They would really like to pick up a home win here. The home finale coming Sunday afternoon against Purdue. WCBN will have coverage of that game as well. 1 p.m. start time, and then Michigan finishes the year at Wisconsin a week after that. Northwestern stays in the state, taking on the Michigan State Spartans on Sunday afternoon, and then they finish the year at Illinois. Northwestern done with their home slate, finishing with a 3-4-2 record in Evanston. So it'll be a corner kick for Michigan here.
Again, with the short corner, that does not work out.
So Michigan with 6 corners, but unable to really make any of them close to going in. I don't believe they have a shot off of their corners.
Doesn't look like they have much of a plan from the corner. They've gone short for 3 of them and hasn't given them any sort of chance.
So The Michigan throw-in near the corner. They'll try to work it inside. This cross that looks like it was intended for Campbell Jewell ends up in the hands of Riley Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that's a decent ball by Brennan, but just floats all the way to Fitzpatrick. And again, a decent cross, but no one on the end of it for Michigan.
Just over 7.5 to play in the first. Michigan trailing 1-0, and Northwestern pushing quickly here. Michigan pretty well positioned, and Aaron Junkman will clear it out of bounds. Across the sideline on the far side, and we're now going to see a trio of Wolverines,
Now on the Northwestern, number 12.
or Wildcats, that is,
At 34, Aydin.
enter this game. It's Haley Newman, Kelsey Kwan, and Ava Goodenoll making their first appearance of the night. And this ball will sail across the Michigan end line, giving Sparkowski a goal kick. Michigan has it up top on their own side.
Good play there.
They work back across to the right wing before Northwestern will get in the way.
Coletta commits the foul there.
Second foul for Michigan, one for Northwestern. Under 6 left in the half. Northwestern will work slowly here.
Yeah, Northwestern will just look to close out this half, keep their 1-0 lead. Michigan got to throw everything they got for these final minutes.
Yeah, Michigan with possession in Northwestern territory, but just really struggling to move the ball. Northwestern's press getting to them. Ball goes out of bounds. Will belong to the Wildcats with 5 to play. Michigan will take control of the throw, and they're just going to drop back. Too much defensive pressure there. Michigan will now come inside, and a foul. And I believe a yellow card's going to be issued. That's going to be against Michigan. I think
Yeah.
that's
L. Irvin picked that one up.
They're going to look at the issue, safely.
Bit of a late one from Irvin. I think maybe a little harsh to get the yellow there, but first yellow of the match.
again, it's been a pretty clean game. It's just the third foul by Michigan, and it's going to earn them a yellow card. As you said, first one on either side tonight. Northwestern just one foul. So they get the free kick, 4.5 left in the first half. Northwestern just trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead, but they're moving here. Perhaps looking for more.
Great defense from League there.
Sarah O'Donnell, who fell, and Michigan able to take it away. And this ball is going to go back to Sparkowski. 4 to go in the half.
Got to throw everything they've got for these final 4 minutes.
Michigan working into the center of the field. Coletta now out to Brennan, right wing. Cross. No target. Wildcats knock it out. And Northwestern has it.
Yeah, neither team really keeping the ball for extended periods. I think Northwestern won't mind it too much, but this Michigan team at home against an underperforming Northwestern side will be disappointed in their passing and their possession this first half.
Michigan with it, takes across, but once again just cannot find anyone inside the box. Now they have it. They'll work in from the left corner. Shot deflected. Score, Michigan! On a deflection. It was 2:39 left in the first half. The Wolverines out of nowhere have tied this game.
It really was out of nowhere. That was Campbell Jewell, I believe. Cut inside. Had a lot of space to take on the shot. She took it, and it took a major deflection, and it just looped over Fitzpatrick. But that's a huge goal for Michigan going into the halftime break. 2.5 minutes left. Maybe they can even push and find the go-ahead goal before the break.
I'm thinking there might be a review going on here. As things stand,
This goal is under review. We'll see what the final verdict is.
as things stand, it's the first goal of the year for Campbell Jewell. Just a pair of assists so far.
Not sure what they're looking at. Offside. So unfortunate.
That goal taken off the board. And you could almost tell the setup of that play just did not seem right. And the flukish goal that seemed to tie the game for the Wolverines did not turn out to be. Northwestern takes over. So Northwestern now controls. Cross midfield, Michigan will take it away. Will retreat now, working toward the center. Junkman with it to League. Comes out to Brennan. And Northwestern will get it, and
it's going to be chippy for these last 2 minutes.
Michigan has it. That's Coletta. Will circle back the League. 1:40 left in the half. League gives it to Junkman, who now sends it to Bosley. Bosley working far side. And pass will miss Campbell Jewell. Nicole Doucette in on the D. And Ingrid Falls will come on. Minute 15 left in the half. Northwestern makes a sub. Northwestern gets the throw in from the other side of the field, but Michigan's going to take it away. Junkman to League. Right on the midfield line. League enters Northwestern territory. Now works it in. Passes it off to Hershey. Now Brennan from the right corner of the penalty box. Give it to Coletta. 35 seconds left in the half. Michigan looking for that game-time goal. Shot from Lang. Long shot. Stopped there by Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and because of this Northwestern setup, it seems like that's really their only chance of getting a shot on goal is taking these shots from distance as Lang takes her second long shot of the day.
9,
Final seconds ticking here,
7,
and Michigan on their own side of the field. They won't have time to do anything.
3,
So we're gonna head into halftime with Michigan down 1-0. We thought with 2:39 left to play in the half that they had tied the game up, called back for an offside. And I think we take a look at this game, and early on, Michigan looked like the better team. I think later in the first half, Michigan looked a little bit like the better team. But during the middle of the half, Northwestern looked a lot like the better team, and they were able to get a goal in.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think overall this Michigan team has more talent, and we saw that in the opening 15 or the opening 10 rather. They're really moving the ball around well. They sustained possession. They're playing through the lines well, but they just started giving the ball away, and they let Northwestern into this game. Northwestern picked up the goal after they were on the front foot for about 5 minutes, and it was just all Northwestern from there until the last five. And that disallowed goal will really sting for the Wolverines. But this game is far from over.
Yeah, so take a look at the recap here in the first half. Again, it's Northwestern with a 1-0 lead. Michigan has outshot Northwestern 5-4. 4 of Michigan's 5 shots have been on goal. The only shot on goal from Northwestern was their one goal from Evan Phillips on a beautiful corner from Kennedy Roche.
And that's all you need.
And Michigan with 3 fouls, Northwestern with 1, Michigan with 1 yellow card. Al Irvin, the sub, played 23 minutes. She picked that up. Michigan with 6 corners, Northwestern just 2, but neither being able to turn that into a shot. Northwestern 2 offsides, Michigan with 1, and a big one that took away a game-tying goal on review. It'll be Zach Warshaw taking over for me in the second half. But Aydin, before we step aside, any final thoughts you have here on this first half and what you kind of look ahead at for the second half? Northwestern trying to cement their first Big Ten win of the year, and Michigan looking to turn things around and at least even this up, if not pick up a comeback win.
Yeah, I think the key word going into the second half for Michigan is going to be patience, because we saw them winning the ball so many times in the midfield, and this Northwestern team is set up really well. But if they just stay a little more patient, try to play through their midfielders, and try to look for their wide options, I think they'll have more success. But we've seen them time and time again win the ball in the midfield and just give it right away. So hopefully they'll be more patient in the second half.
Along with Aydin Abdollahi, I'm Zachary Linder. Thank you for listening to this first half of coverage. It'll be Zach Warshaw on for me in the second half. We're going to take probably about a 10-minute break. We'll leave you the background sounds at the UM Soccer Stadium for some halftime entertainment, and our coverage will be back before the second half begins here in Ann Arbor.
It's night, and we have a very special treat for all of you all. I'm joined by Maddie, and she's going to be our participant for the famous dog contest. Now, Maddie will have 30 seconds to identify as many dogs as she can. If she correctly identifies 6 dogs, then you'll be going home as the winner of a Michigan soccer prize pack. So we're going to display some dogs on the video board over here, and you got to tell me these famous dog names. Trey, are you ready to cheer Maddie on? All right. And also, and short a little bit, help her out with the dog name, okay? All right, here we go. We're gonna get this thing going. And let's wait till that clock says 12, 2, 1, go. One, she got it. Let's look at the next one. Hey, Toby, you got it? Oh, snap. Clifford four.
Whenever you come here,
She said courage. Courage. Tough. She got 60 seconds. Bang. Give it up for her. Now I can go to see your hand.
basically, I have to reinstall it.
You're there. That's good. He's all challenge.
I totally grab it. It's mostly like an apple. Right. So what I had is a little French and it's very similar in the way it says the idea. The genetic if I was to something else, check those textile, they just be stuck up here. Still no point. But it's like it's just not working. I'm glad I'm doing that.
Oh, you got this for you this evening. Your attention to the north side of the field is Pat Joey. And we also have Adeline competing with the next contest. We'll get across now. Contestants will start on this side, and they're going to have to run and jump through those hoops that you see here on the pitch. The first one to grab the t-shirt or fetch the t-shirt at midfield is going to be our winner. Are we ready to do this? You ready to do this? Practice to ensure the ball. All right, let's get this thing going. Who's it gonna be? 3, 2, 1, let's go. We gotta jump through this hoop. Let's see who can make it. Sorry, and it looks like you can't. Congratulations, for who's going over the next section. Achievement and next contestant winner. Good job. All right, fans, let's give it up for both contestants one more time. Man, this goes to your cell phone. Please let us know. You've got an event team member right down here. And they can get your cell phone back to you. So if you lost that, maybe in the parking lot, you can call it down or you can play your phone.
like any kind of five menu for you, but not all. Yeah, how do you the film? What's going on here? Right, yeah, I'm saying real. To the brownies, but they don't have the thing again. Student view will have like 15 of them. They're on that list. There's the book. It's so when the years that they need the focus in like I'm saying. Time where does I'm going to double go on there. Five.
Welcome back to Ann Arbor, ladies and gentlemen. I am Zachary Warshaw, taking over for Zach Linder on play-by-play for the second half. We saw a very evenly matched first half of this game, with both teams battling it out pretty much in the midfield the entire time. Northwestern holds a 1-0 lead as Michigan did tie it up. However, the goal was reviewed and eventually called back. Aydin, what are you looking for in the second half?
Yeah, and that goal at the end, unfortunately, got called off, but hopefully it's a sign of better things to come for Michigan. They were pushing at the end of that first half for a goal, and they were looking likely to get one, and eventually they did before it was called off. But yeah, I think Michigan overall is the better side. They gave away, like Zach said in the first half, uh, their only shot on goal was the goal. So hopefully this Michigan team can keep pushing to find an equalizer and get a winner in the end.
Absolutely. Northwestern still with only that one shot on goal to Michigan's 4. So Michigan is winning the shot battle. They just can't seem to get one past Northwestern goaltender Fitzpatrick, who's absolutely doing a great day, great job today. Teams take the field for the second half. We have about a minute left in this intermission. And as Zach also mentioned in the first half, these two teams have really struggled in conference play. Michigan sitting at 1-6-1, with Northwestern at 0-6-2. They do not have a single win in Big Ten play. So both teams very desperate to get a win here to up their conference record in any way possible.
Yeah. And Northwestern with a better record overall. I think in preseason, Michigan probably had better competition going up against. But yeah, Northwestern still looking for their first conference win.
Absolutely. Michigan had a pretty brutal schedule up front, including a game versus number 2 Alabama that they actually won. Northwestern not playing anybody of note before their Big Ten schedule here. Had a couple matchups against Marquette and Toledo. However, both teams struggle out of the gate clearly and are just trying to make something out of the rest of the season.
Yeah, but that win against Alabama shows you that they can do it. I mean, this Michigan side has come up against tough opponents and haven't really, I mean, they've lost the majority of their games, but haven't really gotten blown out.
They've all been close battles. The talent is there. They just need to find a way to put it together.
Yeah, I was there when they were up against Michigan State last weekend. They ended up losing 1-0, but you know they gave a tough battle. They're pretty solid defensively usually. But yeah, they have all the pieces. Just need to something needs to click for them to find success.
Absolutely. Team's about to line up for the second half. Michigan going from right to left in the second half, and Northwestern obviously vice versa, left to right. Michigan in the all blue, Northwestern in all white. Turn into a little bit of a chilly night here in Ann Arbor. Not a breeze, so we're saved by that. But it's definitely getting to that cold part of the year.
Yeah. Us California and Arizona natives are not used to this.
Yeah, I'm dying, dude. When it gets like actually cold, I need to develop some thick blood pretty quick, or else I'm gonna totally die. Just waiting for the referee to give the all good right now. Should be off any second.
We're seeing what looks like a back three for Michigan now. Start off as a back four. We've got Junkman in the center, League at right center back. Yeah, it looks like three in the back to start off.
A little bit of a different look here. All right, Northwestern started off with Roche kicking it back to her defenseman who just plows it right ahead of the field. Northwestern's going to try and retain possession with Roche up about halfway into her own zone, but it's taken away by Kalita of Michigan. Kicks it ahead for Hershey. However, she's unable to get a hand on it, so Northwestern's going to take over in their own defensive zone. Gooden for Northwestern gets control of the ball, loses it back to Hershey. Hershey has it, kicks it over to a corner where she has Campbell Jewell holding it in the corner. Looking for a cross, doesn't have one right now, battling one Northwestern defender right up in her grill. Kicks it behind the back to Bosley. Tries to make a corner, however, it's kicked out of bounds by Northwestern. So Michigan will get a throw in here down by the corner.
Clever little back heel from Jewell there to find Bosley, but throwing for Michigan now.
Campbell Jewell will be taking the throw in. Throws it in right into the box to Avery Peters. However, she lost possession immediately. So Northwestern will take it over. They lose possession immediately as well, and it rolls out of bounds. So just like that, Campbell Jewell will have a throw in right again, except she gives the ball to Avery Peters, who will throw it in.
Wolverines coming out swinging for this half, already on the front foot.
Definitely a more offensive aggression than we saw in the first half. Avery Peters has this, kicks it up to the top of the box. However, nobody's there, so Northwestern will clear it up to Roche. Roche takes it to midfield, kicks it over to her midfielder and Owen Kren. Not Owen Kren, Fallon. I was looking at the wrong roster there. Roche still has it over in the midfield line. However, it's taken away by Michigan and Jewell. A little bit of battle here in the midfield. Bunch of people trying to get possession of it. No one can really make it out. Michigan retains possession by just kicking it back out to their defense. Anaya League has it around midfield as she makes her way up the right side. Again, looking for anyone open, but great defense by the Northwestern players here. Finally, just kicks it over to Burrell, who's over on the right-hand side as well. Kicks it back to League, and then over to Junkman. Junkman tries to cross it, however, again, taken away by Northwestern. Northwestern flying up. Alucino has nobody in front of her. Takes a shot from the top of the square, top of the box. However, it's able to be punched away by Sparkowski.
Good shot there by Alucino, tipped over by Sparkowski. But again, like we just saw in the first half, Michigan coming out stronger, pushing up. But quick counterattack, first chance of the half for Northwestern. They get a corner out of it.
Absolutely. Northwestern caught Michigan pinching a little bit there, and so she was able to just have a one-on-one with the goalie, basically. Northwestern will get a corner now as they kick it in. However, it's headed away by a Michigan defender. Northwestern retains possession, however, with Alucino still in the corner. Looking for anyone, doesn't have it, just kicks it off the foot of Sierra Sargent, the Michigan defender. It'll go out of bounds for another Northwestern corner. Looks like it's going to be Regazzoni for Northwestern taking the corner. They're going to get someone open in the box. Doesn't have any right now. Just passes it over to the side. Northwestern loses possession of it a little bit. It's going to be Alucino still trying to find anything over in their corner. Finally is able to get it out to Roche, who's at the top of the box. Hounded by Peters, the Michigan defender, though, so she has to exit and look for another regroup. Northwestern just kicks it finally back out to Gooden. Not able to get anything going in the box. The Michigan defense is suffocating. Now Michigan's going to take it away. It's going to be Avery Kalita. She's going to pass it up to... Sorry, I can't see that number. That looks like Avery Peters around the midfield line. Kalita's going to have it. She's going to pass it back to League, back to in our own side of the field. Passes it right to the center dot with Lily Bosley waiting for it. She'll pass it back to Kalita over on the right-hand side. Kalita tries to knock it up. However, it is stolen away by a Northwestern defender. Kalita placing pressure now. Steals the ball back. And it'll be kicked back to League.
Decent spell of possession here from Michigan. They're moving the ball around quicker now.
Absolutely. Michigan still has position right at the center dot. It's going to be Aaron Junkman with it. Sends it over to the left-hand side for Avery Peters. Back to Junkman, still at the center dot. Again, not able to find anything really further into the zone. She's going to kick it ahead for Sierra Sargent. Over to Rushy. Tried to cross it into the box there for... Couldn't see exactly who that was, sorry. Campbell Jewell, however, headed away by Northwestern. Who will just pass it back to Fitzpatrick to try and reset here. Fitzpatrick has the ball right in her own goal box. Passes over to her defender. Looking for anything open. Gives it up to Regazzoni, who just passes it back to Fitzpatrick. So Northwestern playing a little keep away here while trying to get an offensive scheme rolling.
Yeah, and that's good press from Michigan. Gave Northwestern no option there, and they ended up giving it away.
Refs are going to call something here, so Michigan will get a throw-in from League. League throws it into Harshey, who has it on the far side of the field. However, she's surrounded by two Wildcat defenders, so it's taken away immediately by Regazzoni of Northwestern. She'll just clear it, though, so it'll roll into the Michigan defensive zone where they'll be able to recollect. Going to kick it all the way back to Sparkowski while they try to get something going. Sparkowski's at the top of the box now. Passes it back to Junkman. Junkman's going to kick it over to the left-hand side. Peters on the left-hand side will attempt to kick it up to Bosley, however, nothing there. Michigan retains possession, though, with Jenna Lang. Jenna Lang trying to find Harshey there, however, not able to. Northwestern's going to take it away. It'll be Alucino at the midfield line. Crashing in through the right-hand side here, trying to beat the Michigan defender. She has three people to beat. Over to the right of the box. Tries to get a shot away, but a little weak there. And so Sparkowski will easily just cover that one, stopping the Northwestern attack.
Yeah, Jenna Lang had a little bit of space there, tried to force the through ball. Ended up giving it away, and it sprung a Northwestern counterattack. Alucino's
got some jets. She was able to almost outspeed three Michigan defenders.
Great chance here.
Takes the ball away as we're talking about it, and is able to score. Trying to see if that was Alucino. As we were talking, the Michigan defense were just kind of being very lackadaisical with the ball, and a Northwestern player just took it right away from their feet, launched a shot to the right corner, and was able to score.
Yeah, and that's really poor from this Wolverines side. I mean, they had space in the middle, and it was just given away cheaply. We'll see who got the goal in a second there, but great finish there from the Wildcat forward.
Apologies for the lackluster call. It seemed like just a typical defensive play, and the next thing you know, they've had it and scored.
Came out of nowhere. So Alex Fallon gets her second of the day.
Definitely on a hot streak here for Northwestern, Alex Fallon. Anyways, Michigan will retake possession here now on the restart. It's going to be Aaron Junkman with it at the midfield line. She's going to clear it into the offensive zone, looking for Campbell Jewell. However, it goes right to a Northwestern player. They're going to call a foul there on Northwestern. Not a foul, it's the wrong term. I apologize. So Michigan will get a free kick from just outside the Northwestern box.
Yeah, just a handball there from.
Handball is the term I was
Okay.
looking for. Thank you. Jenna Lang, as it looks like, to take it for Michigan. However, they're going to have Sargent and Burrell line up at the same point. So a little bit of trickery here. Not sure who's going to actually take it. They've got Hershey, Kalita, and a few others on the top of the box waiting to crash as soon as they kick it in. We'll see if they just cross it to the center.
They discussed this one. Should be an in-swinger from Sargent.
Burrell's going to fake it. It's going to be Sargent trying to cross it into the front for Hershey, however, knocked away by Northwestern back out to midfield.
Yeah, that one was from the training ground, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, clearly a design play, not exactly how they drew it up. But anyways, they'll retake possession here at the midfield line. It's going to be Peters crashing on the right-hand side. Passes it up, looking for Bosley, however, again, cleared by the Northwestern defense. So Northwestern has it now just below their own midfield line. However, they'll kick it back to their defense. It's going to be Schornstein for Northwestern. Just kicks it back to her goaltender, Fitzpatrick. She'll pass it over to the far side in Finnerty. Finnerty kicks it up.
So much space here.
Alucino has it for Northwestern. Now she's going to pass it up to, can't see the number, apologies.
Roche.
Roche took a shot, just a little bit left.
Yeah, and this Northwestern side, I mean, one through ball just unlocks the entire Wolverines defense, and Roche was in there. She didn't have a lot of help, so she was forced to take on the shot herself, and I think she's a lefty, so that right-footed shot was wide.
Absolutely. And not to make excuses, Northwestern's uniforms have their traditional Gothic style numbers on it. However, they are thin as a pencil, so it is very hard to see from up here in the box. Northwestern has it at the midfield line. However, it's going to be taken away by Michigan and Campbell Jewell. Campbell Jewell looking for anybody while two Northwestern defenders try to get the ball back. Finally, passes it back to Kalita, in turn passes it back to League. Going the wrong way here with the Junkman now well into the Michigan defensive zone. Passes it back to Kalita, who just tries to get out of the defensive jaws and is able to, thankfully. It's going to be Campbell Jewell passing it over for Burrell on the left-hand side. However, it's going to be taken away by Northwestern, and they're just going to let the goaltender Fitzpatrick grab this. Going to wait for the Michigan attack to clear while she tries to figure out a play. Going to roll it over to Schornstein, who in turn turns it back to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick is just going to clear this, try to get out of the zone. However, it goes right to a Michigan attacker. Campbell Jewell takes a shot from pretty far away, and it was a good ways right. So, goal kick here for Northwestern.
Why not, though?
Why not? Absolutely. You miss all the shots you don't take, Wayne Gretzky said, even the ones that go 5 feet to the right. So Northwestern will have it here on the far side of the field. It'll be Emma Phillips. She had a goal against USC or for her second of the season last week. Going to pass it up to midfield. Roche here for Northwestern. Passes it over. Back to Roche. However, it's going to be lost and Michigan will take over with Hershey. Hershey back to Burrell. And then they'll lose it. So Northwestern will take over again. A lot of back and forth play going on. No one can really retain possession for that long in the second half.
It hasn't been the prettiest game in either half. I mean, I don't think Northwestern will care too much. I mean, they've gotten 2 chances and they've scored both. Seems like that was by design. I mean, I don't think they'll care much about the possession at this point.
Battling going on here around the midfield line. Avery Kalita of Michigan has it. She's going to pass it back to Junkman as a couple of bunching ups were happening, so no real possession could be made. But now League has it over on the right-hand side for Michigan. She's going to pass it back up to Jewell. Jewell has it right and about halfway between the midfield line and the top of the box. She'll pass it back out to League on the right-hand side. Back to Campbell. Campbell's tripped up. They're going to say it was a clean tackle, though.
Yeah, so she got the ball there.
Northwestern has it now going up the left-hand side of the field. Passes ahead for Roche. Roche looking for a way around the Michigan defender, however she's suffocated. That's Alucino, I apologize. Alucino just passes it back to her defender at the midfield. Over for Schornstein on the right hand. Schornstein looking for anybody as she crosses the line. Going to just send it ahead, looking for Gooden. However, just a little too much on that, so it'll sail out of bounds, and Michigan will be able to have a throw in from their own defensive zone. Substitute for Michigan here. They're going to take out Campbell Jewell and put in Taylor Brennan, the junior from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I thought Campbell Jewell is playing pretty well. She hasn't gone a ton of minutes in this game, but hopefully Brennan will be able to inject some venom into this attack.
Anything for a spark here in the second half. 32 minutes left. That's still down 2-0. Michigan looking for anything to maybe get a quick one here to get the momentum back and get back into this game.
Yeah, they'll take anything they can get at this point.
Absolutely.
They're struggling to play against this back line. And Northwestern's back line, they like to play deep. So a lot of these final balls from the Wolverines are just over the top, and they're not getting anywhere. This Northwestern side just knows what they're doing defensively.
Absolutely. So Michigan's throw-in was cleared down the side of the field, but no one was there, so Northwestern will have it. Fitzpatrick currently has it in her own goal crease. She's going to send it over to Schornstein on the right-hand side. She'll pass it up to Gooden. Clear attempt there. Doesn't go very far. Junkman of Michigan is able to head it back in. However, nobody's there, so Northwestern will retain possession. It's going to be Alucino for Northwestern with a little bit trying to do an around-the-world move over the head of Kalita, the Michigan defender. It didn't really work, though. So it's going to roll into Swarkowski's goal crease, who will clear it out to midfield. Michigan has it around midfield with Lily Bosley. Going to be sent over for Avery Peters going up the left-hand side. Tries to put it ahead for Bureau, however, it's headed away by Northwestern. Right back to a Michigan player, though, in Jenna Lang. Jenna Lang will send it over to the far side of the field for Anaya League. Anaya League looking for anybody to pass to. Doesn't really have anybody. Weak pass attempt that's intercepted by a Northwestern player, so Northwestern will take over. It's going to be Regazzoni looking for anybody here. She's finally going to pass it back to the goaltender, Fitzpatrick, as nobody was open. Fitzpatrick sends it over to Schornstein on the right-hand side. Looking for anything, doesn't find anyone, so just going to try and clear it up to midfield. Right to Fallon, who was there, so great pass, going the length of the field almost. They're going to clear it into the zone with nobody there. It'll just roll right to Swarkowski, the Michigan goaltender. She'll send it up to Junkman, who will also send it up the left-hand side to Avery Peters as she crosses the midfield line. Dekes out a Northwestern attacker and sends it back to Junkman. Junkman's going to send it length of the field on the left-hand side over to Anaya League.
Yeah, and this Wolverines side just really struggles to play against a low block. I mean, we see this Northwestern side for the whole game has just been sitting deep. So they have to force all their passes. We see here, Burrell on the ball gives it away, but just if Michigan can maybe just look to be, a little more patient and pass it around, get Northwestern to bite a little bit, maybe they can get something out of this. But this Northwestern side is giving them nothing with this low block.
Absolutely. Kalita will have it for Michigan at the midfield line. Passes it over to League on the right-hand side. League dekes out a defender and is able to get a little bit far in. Crosses it into the center of the box. It's head away by Jenna Lang with just a little too much power on it. So Fitzpatrick is able to easily grab that one.
Yeah, it's a good ball from League. And it fell to the head of Lang, who's a really good player, but don't think heading is one of her strong suits. And in general, I don't think Michigan have a lot of players who are good with the head. We see a lot of decent balls sent in, good crosses, but don't really get anybody on the end of it. As we see Burrell sends in another ball, and it's defended well.
Nothing really materializes, as you're saying. Bosley with a shot attempt from just outside the box, however, it didn't really get much air on it and just rolls out of bounds a couple of feet left of the net. So Fitzpatrick for Northwestern will get a goal kick here. 28-25 left in this game. Michigan trying to figure out something to get back into this. However, they've been suffocated by the Northwestern defense so far. Schornstein for Northwestern in the right corner will just clear it up to midfield. Headed away by Junkman, but it'll go straight up in the air. Battling with Regazzoni of Northwestern for it. Ref's going to call something on that. Looks like a handball. So Northwestern will retain possession. Ava Gooden will throw it in for Northwestern as they make a substitution here. Thrown in ahead, but a little too high, so it'll be knocked away, and Aaron Junkman of Michigan will have possession. She'll kick it over to Kalita, going right outside the edge of her own box, kicks it back to Junkman on the left-hand side, looking for anybody open. Going to pass it up to the midfield line and Kelly Burrell. Burrell is trying to evade Alachino, however, isn't able to, and Northwestern will just kick it back into the Michigan defensive zone, right to Kalita. Kalita gives it to League, trying to get around a Northwestern defender. There's three of them all around him, and no one's able to. They're going to pass it over to Junkman, who's open. Junkman back to Kalita now. Michigan just trying to get over the midfield line here. Finally able to pass it ahead. However, it's a little off, so Northwestern will steal it. Roach for Northwestern has it. Kicks it ahead for Fallon, who in turn kicks it back to Kwan. Shot on goal, just knocked away by Swarkowski.
Yeah,
Great save by Swarkowski there.
and this Wolverines side, like I said before, they're playing with a high line. So any ball given away in the midfield, one through ball just unlocks their entire defense. As Roche sent that ball in, and then Fallon sent it inside. But all it takes is one pass from the Wildcats, and they're pretty much in.
They're able to set up their offensive possessions very well. They get a lot of good things working. Going to be a corner kick for Northwestern here. However, nothing really materializes. They just send it over the net, so Michigan will get a goal kick here from Swarkowski. Swarkowski, the graduate student in her final season here from East Meadow, New York.
Both teams obsessed with the short corner tonight, and I can't really understand why.
Yeah. Like, it's all well and good, but if it doesn't work, maybe try not doing that. You never know. Just give it a shot at least once. Just spice things up, right? Michigan has possession now with Kalita in their own zone. She's going to send it over to Junkman on the left-hand side. Junkman headed towards the midfield line, looking for anyone open. Nobody is, so Kalita is going to get it again. Head up the right-hand side now, approaching midfield. We'll send it over to League, right to her right. Sends it back to Kalita.
Yeah, this Northwestern side, they have no problem with the Michigan center backs passing the ball around. As we've seen, they just pass the ball to each other.
They're just letting them play keep
times.
away because nobody is open up front.
Yeah.
And they're like, you guys can pass it all you want. We're just not going to.
Yeah, they're just
midfield.
They're matched up in the midfield so well. So any ball that goes into Burrell or Bosley, there's a Wildcat right on them right away, and we see there they tried to play through the middle, and the Wildcat just won it back instantly.
Shorenstein now for Northwestern has it going up the right side. She's going to cross it right into the midfield line. However, it's kicked away by League. League's going to try and send it in. However, no one's there. So Regazzoni of Northwestern will pass it up. She's got a winger open up there. It's going to be Fallon. Fallon crosses it into the middle for Roche. Roche takes a shot on net, and it just goes right past Sparkowski, who is a good 15 to 20 feet up front ahead of her net. So essentially a wide open shot there if you get it past her. And Northwestern's going to take a three goal lead from Roche.
Yeah, that's a good finish from Roche. As I said before, with the high line, one through ball just unlocked him, and then it came to Roche, and I think it ricocheted off of Junkman, and so she got a little bit lucky there, but she made no mistake with the finish. So that's 1 goal and 1 assist on the night for Roche. And it's just all falling apart for the Wolverines.
We've seen Michigan just be absolutely not able to put anything together offensively. However, now their defense is starting to fall apart a little too. So Northwestern starting to run away with it a little here with 24 minutes remaining.
24 minutes on the clock and a huge mountain to climb. It seems like they're just going to play the rest of this out because I don't see Michigan getting anything from this game. If they can get a consolation or two, that'll give them something, but looks like the Wildcats are going to go home with 3 points tonight.
Stranger things have happened. However, they really got to get something going quick here if they want. Rushy will have it for Michigan over on the right-hand side. She's going to send it back to Anaya League, sends it back to Kalita in the midfield. Kalita at midfield looking for anything, sends it over to the left for Junkman. She got Avery Peters wide open on the left, but didn't see it till it was a little too late. Now is going to send it ahead for her. However, it's a little too much power on it, so it's going to go out of bounds, and Northwestern will be able to take a goal kick. Northwestern now taking their time setting up. They're clearly looking to drain as much clock as possible to get their first Big Ten win of the year and only their 6th overall.
Yeah, they'll be thrilled with this one tonight, given it stays. The result holds. I mean, it's about a 3-4 hour trip back to Evanston.
Just about. I think they have to go up to East Lansing, though, to play Michigan State on Sunday. So the road trip isn't entirely over, but they'll be off to a great start here, get some momentum going up to play the Spartans, who are doing very well this year. Michigan has possession on the midfield line now. Could be Bosley trying to kick it ahead. However, it's blocked right away by Northwestern defender, right up in the air. It'll fall back down, and Bosley will kick it ahead. However, a little too much power on it. Knocks right off her midfielder back to Northwestern. Quan for Northwestern now has possession. Going up the right-hand side, passes ahead for Finnerty. Northwestern clearly just looking to play keep away here, like we said. Just drain as much clock as possible. Shorenstein from Northwestern now taking it up the right-hand side, just outside of the box on the right-hand side now, trying to get around two defenders. Nobody there. Finally kicks it off the shin of Avery Peters. So I was going to say a corner. They're going to say that was actually off Northwestern.
Took an extra deflection at the end.
So Michigan will be able to kick that away with Sparkowski. Just placing it at the top of her box, clearly just going to launch this one as far as she can. Michigan's looking to make some substitutions here. So not entirely throwing in the towel. However, now they're making some substitutions to get some minutes to those who probably haven't played a lot this year. So yeah, they're putting in two freshmen with Addie Wallach and number 24, Katie Roditas. So I don't want to say thrown in the towel. However, they're kind of just looking to get some minutes here and experience for their other players.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, that's I mean, if you're gonna get some players, gonna get some fresh legs in there that haven't played that much this season, this would be the time to do it. just under 22 minutes left, and it's gonna take a huge miracle to get something out of this. Addie Wallach, the freshman, I think has gotten a decent amount of minutes this year. Started, I think, a few games. But yeah, it's a huge mountain to climb from here.
Michigan has possession now with Avery Kalita in their own zone. Just launches it into the offensive zone. However, nobody's there, so Northwestern defense will be able to go back and scoop it up in their own time. Going to kick it back to Sparkowski. Finnerty for Northwestern has it on the left-hand side of the field. Going to cross it in the middle, but right back to her. Slowly making their way up the front. Now she's going to pass it over to Regazzoni. Regazzoni passes it back to her defender, passes it across on the right side of the field over to Shorenstein. Shorenstein sends it up to the midfield line. She's got Gooden going up the right-hand side almost alone. However, didn't get enough speed on that. Now trying to get out of the way of Avery Peters, the Michigan defender.
Good tackle from Peters there.
Peters will make a slide tackle and will go out of bounds. So Northwestern will get a corner kick. They're going to send over Nicole Doucette to take the corner kick here. Not another player going with her, so they might, to your advice,
a long corner,
have taken away the short corner game. And they do. They send it right into the center. A couple players jump up and try to head it, but nothing can materialize, and will just trickle out back to her midfielder and Doucette. Sends it back to the defender at the midfield. Going to kick it over to the left-hand side with Emma Phillips. Emma Phillips battling two Michigan defenders and kind of just falls over. So Michigan will be able to take possession of that. Jenna Lang will send it far side of the field, looking for Avery Peters.
That's a dangerous one from Lang.
Very dangerous. Peters is able to keep it, though, and give it back to Junkman.
Yeah, I mean, you see Bosley there, picks it up in the midfield. She just has a Wildcat right on her back. She just has to go back.
The Wildcats are giving them absolutely no separation. Even with a 3-goal lead, they don't want them to have the ball at all. They want to keep possession and run this clock down. Junkman from Michigan still has it in her own zone. Gives it over to Kalita. Kalita making her way to the midfield line, middle of the field. Finally is able to send it ahead for Jenna Lang. Jenna Lang tries to pass it ahead again, but again, right to a Northwestern player.
Peters had acres of space on this left-hand side. She was able to find her.
Katie Roditas for Michigan has it over on the right-hand side now. Going in circles, trying to find anybody. Finds Addie Wallach in the center. Passes it over to Bosley. Bosley in the middle tries to send it ahead for Avery Peters. However, there's a lot of Northwestern players there to kick it away. Burrell will retain it for Michigan, though, just above the box. Tries to send it ahead.
That's a good ball.
Was looking for Brennan there. Had a
Yeah.
great shot opportunity, but just mistimed it. And so is going to miss the shot. And Fitzpatrick will just scoop that up for Northwestern.
Burrell clipped that one in, and it was just out of her reach, but that could have been it.
I'm scared to talk a little loudly here. It's turned into a library at the soccer stadium. If I talk too loudly, the parents are going to hear me criticizing.
The Wildcats have come here and silenced this Michigan crowd.
Absolutely taken the life out of this crowd that has basically cleared out except for the parents of the players. So with 18 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, just trying to get a feel-good goal here as Michigan's going to make a couple more substitutions. Northwestern as well. Michigan's going to put on Sia Manjit, the senior from British Columbia, Canada.
A little keeper change.
Taking out Smarkowski, putting in the junior Sophie Holman.
Now Smarkowski getting the vast majority of minutes between the sticks this season.
Smarkowski, the graduate student, as we said, won't return next year. So trying to get Homan associated with the job as it's hers for the taking next season. Up at the midfield line, nobody has possession at the moment. Michigan's going to take it with Avery Kalita. Hasn't thrown it in bounds yet. Finally does now. Has two players here, but neither are able to get it, so Northwestern will take over. Northwestern just clears it in the offensive zone. Was looking for Haley Newman, however, was way too far ahead, so newly entered goaltender Homan will just kick it out of the way and back up to the Northwestern defensive zone. No one's there, though, so Northwestern will still keep it.
Yeah, it was a through ball over the top. Homan read it well. Channeled her inner Manuel Neuer.
Up the midfield line now, a couple players battling for it. Katie Roditas from Michigan will now take it up, heading towards the middle of the field. Doesn't have anybody, really. We'll pass it over to the right-hand side, Sia Manjit.
Yeah, big touch.
Maingett, sorry. Northwestern has it in their own defensive zone over in the left-hand corner. Regazzoni has it. Just sends it up ahead to midfield. Nobody there, so Michigan will take it, though. Aaron Junkman right at the midfield circle. Sends it ahead for Callie Burrell right ahead of the box. However, she's swarmed by three Northwestern defenders. Is able to keep it, though, and get away from them. Still nobody open. And we'll send it back to Junkman on defense. Sends it over to Kalita in the middle. Going to send it over to Junkman on the left-hand side. Creeping up at the top of the box. Going to pass it ahead. Great dribble job by Addie Wallach there, trying to find anything open, not able to. Callie Burrell is going to have on the left-hand side for Michigan now. Trying to get around Northwestern defender. Crosses it in the middle. Is bounced around a little bit and then cleared by Northwestern. She was looking for Avery Peters there, it looked like. Or Katie Roditas, sorry.
That's what we haven't seen from this Wolverines side in this game. Callie Burrell, usually a pretty dangerous player, took on her man and sent in the cross on the floor. But yeah, we haven't seen that much from Burrell or the Wolverines in general. Is just trying to get to the bind line and trying to get cutbacks.
15 minutes exactly remaining in this game. Northwestern has possession around the midfield dot. They're going to just send it into the zone. Looking for Quan, however, a little too much power on that, and we'll just roll ahead right to the goaltender, Homan. Homan sends it over to Kalita, making her way up. Clears it into the Northwestern defensive zone.
Good touch from Lang there.
Jenna Lang now has it right at the top of the box. Going to pass it back to Maingett. However, she's going to try to pass it over to Wallach. Too much power on it, though, and it'll go right to a Northwestern player. Gooden for Northwestern tries to cross it up, and two players collide about the midfield circle.
Yeah, League just went straight through her to make the challenge, so that'll be a free kick for the Wildcats. And they'll take their time with this one.
Like we said, just trying to milk this clock as much as possible here, letting everyone get into position. and then just clear it into the offensive zone. Nobody really there, so it'll go right to Homan. Homan rolls it out to Junkman on her left-hand side. Headed towards the midfield line. Dribbling it around, sends it over to Kalita. Kalita headed over to the right-hand side, looking for somebody, has no one, gives it back to Junkman on the left. Junkman passes it ahead to Callie Burrell at the right-hand side. Bad pass. It was covered by 3 Northwestern defenders. However, it's able to be kicked back to Kalita at the midfield line. She's going to make her way over, looking for anybody. Has Addie Wallach at the top. However, just loses control right to Northwestern and Shorenstein.
Yeah, Lang had space there. Just a little chance here.
Northwestern gave it away right to a Michigan player in Avery Peters as you were trying to talk about something, and shot on goal from very far distance. It was a decent shot, just a tiny bit over the net.
Yeah, I thought for a second
Would have beat Fitzpatrick.
I thought for a second that one had a chance for Peters. It was dipping, but it just didn't dip in time. Ended up landing on the roof of the net.
Anyway, what was the point you were trying to make before?
Yeah, Lang got the ball there and she had space. I think might have been a lack of communication there, but she played the one-touch pass and it didn't work out. But, you know, if a teammate told her to turn, it might have been a better chance for the Wolverines there.
Absolutely. So Alucino will have it for Northwestern. Has nobody to pass to, though, so she'll send it back to Fitzpatrick, or goaltender. Fitzpatrick sends it back over to Shorenstein. Battling over the left-hand side. Stolen away by Michigan in Mangat.
Good win there.
She's going to lose the ball back to Northwestern, though. Regazzoni for Northwestern making her way up the left-hand side. Going to pass it into the middle of the field for Alucino. Alucino sends it up. She's looking for Quan, who passed it back and fell down. I think they're going to call that a bad challenge on Michigan.
She picked up the late challenge at the end of there. Hard to see, but be a free kick for the Wildcats at the halfway line.
Regazzoni will free kick it for Northwestern. She's going to use it just to pass it over to a defenseman in Shorenstein on the right-hand side. We'll pass it back to Fitzpatrick, the goaltender. Well out of the box at this point. Back to Shorenstein on the right-hand side. She again will just clear it into the attacking zone. However, it's going to sail out of bounds, so Michigan will be able to throw it back in. Both teams are going to make more substitutions now. We're going to have Avery Peters come back into the game for Michigan, and Aaron Junkman are going to come out. Aaron Junkman has played this entire game up until now with 11 minutes remaining, so they're going to give her the rest of the night off.
Yeah, Junkman has had a lot to do on that back line. I mean, they've conceded chance after chance after chance, so it would be a well-deserved break from her.
Campbell Jewell is going to come back in the game as well for Michigan. Shorenstein for Northwestern has it. Passes it ahead for Alucino. Alucino passes it back to her defenseman, who again just tries to pass it up. It's going to be a little too far off, though, and go out of bounds. They're going to say it was off a Michigan player, though. So Northwestern will be able to throw this ball in. It's going to be Ava Gooden for Northwestern. She's going to actually let Nicole Doucette take it as Gooden goes back into the field. Doucette looking for anybody. Pass it ahead to Alucino. Right to 2 Michigan players, though. So Campbell Jewell is going to have it and then be tackled by a Northwestern player, and they're going to say it was a bad tackle, so Michigan will be able to keep it. Avery Peters now has it, kicks it over to Kalita over on top of her circle, passes it back to Homan. My fault.
Take your time.
Michigan now picking up the pace of play with 10 minutes left, so I'm trying to keep up. Homan has it now, pass it over to Avery Peters, who has taken over for Junkman in her spot. Up to Callie Burrell at the midfield, back to Jewell. Jewell's going to have it and pass it over to Kalita back at the midfield circle on her own side. Going to take it over to the right. Takes it across the line, looking for anybody. She's going to make it all happen herself here if nobody's open. Going to try and pass it ahead there.
Yeah, Lang tried to turn her defender, and she picked up the foul. It's good work from her. It's be a free kick in a semi-dangerous area for Michigan.
Jenna Lang is going to have the free kick for Michigan to see if they can maybe get a point here, just to have anything to talk about going at the end of this game. It's going to be her, Burrell, and Addie Wallach around the ball. See who will actually take it. Again, expected run a designed play here. Hopefully it works better for them than the last one.
Yeah, this one's about 35 out, so it would be a tough shot. Looks like they're going to try to run another one from the training ground. The last one didn't work out very well.
They have Jewel and League on the left-hand side with only one Northwestern defender. They took too long, though, so now they're going to get a second one over there. Lang is just going to shoot this right on net, and it's going to be easily taken by Fitzpatrick right in the chest. So, had a real great chance there.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't gotten a lot of looks. I don't mind the shot there, but I mean, it would take an absolute worldie to beat the keeper from there.
So Fitzpatrick will just kick it out towards the midfield line. Nobody there. Now they have Kennedy Rose.
That's a rough challenge there in the middle.
She was challenged by Addie Wallach. And Michigan will actually get possession out of that. It's a great challenge by her. Kalida's going to have it at the midfield line. Passes over to Peters on the left-hand side. Peters going to take it up. Pass it ahead to Campbell Jewell. Got halfway between midfield line and the box. Passes it ahead, trying to find Jenna Lang there. However, just a little too much power on it. And going to go off her shin and out of bounds. So another goal kick for Northwestern. More substitutions for both teams here. Callie Burrell is going to come out of the game and replace for Sam Supley. Junior from Weymouth, Massachusetts. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time this year, so I'm going to let her jump in with about 8.5 minutes remaining in this in a 3-0 game. Fitzpatrick's going to send it ahead. Northwestern has possession now in their own zone. It's going to be Regazzoni with it. On the left-hand side, tries to pass it up to Alicino, it looks like. Sorry, not Alicino. That is Hennon. Northwestern has put in a lot of their freshmen as well now. Example with Hennon from Rumson, New Jersey. Trying to get playing time as Kalita has it for Michigan now. Tries to pass it ahead. However, nobody's there, so Northwestern will head it back into their own zone. Battle here now going on between Campbell Jewell and Alicino for Northwestern. Michigan's going to win the battle. Pass it up to Addie Wallach on the midfield line. Wallach to Lang. Lang back over to Kalita, however, just goes right into the feet of a Northwestern defensive player. I'm losing my ability to speak here. These midterms have fried my brain.
It's been a long night.
7:20 remaining in this game now. Homan for Michigan is just going to start dribbling this ball up the field herself.
Yeah, 7 minutes left in this one. This one's going to sting for Michigan because coming into this game, I had them winning. I think a lot of people here did.
Playing a team that doesn't have a single conference win, you always want to be able to beat.
Yeah.
Even no matter Michigan at 1-6-1 isn't doing too hot in conference play themselves, but they still want to get something. Michigan now has it right in the front of the net and makes a shot right to the left. Missed opportunity again there for Michigan. That was Ella Irvin, the freshman from Bloomfield Hills. Out of nowhere, had a chance basically alone from the goalie and just sent it a little bit wide.
Yeah, her first touch took her a little bit wide of the goal, so she snatched at it with her left and she just sliced it.
So Northwestern will have it now in their own box on the left-hand side. Just clears it ahead to midfield, right to Anaya League for Michigan. So Michigan will retake possession. It'll now be Addie Wallach again, who loses possession, and Northwestern's going to take over again. It's going to be Regazzoni for Northwestern. Send it back to her defenseman. Over to the right-hand side for Doucette. Doucette's going to have it, just making her way out across the midfield line. One thing I've noticed about these Northwestern players, they are all extremely fast. They're able to beat all of the Michigan defenders on a foot race.
Oh.
Going to cross it right into the middle, however, it's knocked away. It was intended as a chance for Fallon for Northwestern, however, Anaya League was able to knock that over to the left, thankfully. So Michigan will take possession.
Yeah, these Wildcat players, they have wheels, and it's shown a lot on these counterattacks.
There's a challenge in the center field as two players just really tackle each other. I don't know how else to describe it. That was Lily Bosley for Michigan, and looked like Kennedy Rose for Northwestern, but they'll give Michigan possession back. I looked down for a second. I apologize. I was looking for the name on the roster.
Mangat took that shot on. It was a decent shot, not a ton of power on it. Fitzpatrick was able to get a hand on it and just get it away from the danger area.
So great knockaway by Fitzpatrick there as Northwestern will have possession again. Strickle out of bounds to the left, so they're going to have a throw in here. Going to throw it ahead, looks like for Alicino there, and just bounced out of bounds. They're going to say it was off a Michigan player, though, so they'll be able to throw it back in. Aggressively gives it back to the Northwestern player. So clearly some frustration here for the Michigan players with 4:30 remaining in this game. Yeah, she was told she didn't have possession and gave like the Kobe Bryant aggressive chest pass right to the Northwestern defender. Like, just throw it in. Refs are going to stop here for a second. Not sure what they're talking about. They've stopped the clock completely, so something going on. Okay, and they'll restart play. So not really sure what that was about.
Thank God they resolved it.
Yeah, I know, right? Doucette for Northwestern will throw it in. Looking for Alicino. However, there's 4 Michigan defenders around her. Campbell Jewell will be battling her for it. Trying to box her out. Is able to pass it back to Clitta, so Michigan will steal possession.
That's a late challenge there. Gonna get picked the yellow, I think.
Very late challenge, taking Clitta to the ground. So getting a little chippy on both sides here. That was Kate Hennon, the freshman from Northwestern. They're just going to give her a warning, it looks like.
Yeah.
But
I would have given her a yellow.
You're a real stickler for the rules, though. Homan from Michigan will take it and just kick it into the Michigan attacking zone. Up for Campbell Jewell. Goes right past her to Sam Suplee. Sam Suplee looking for Wallach, who was trying to out-dribble 3 Northwestern defenders and just passes it ahead for Avery Peters.
Yeah, that one just went out.
Oh, they're going to say it was a little bit out of bounds, so Northwestern won't be able to take position.
Wallach was surrounded by 3 players. She did well to get out of it, but
there's some frustration from Michigan here.
Yeah.
Northwestern throws it in right to a Michigan player, though, so Lily Bosley will have it. Lose the ball immediately, so Northwestern takes it and sends it back. Nobody's there, so Avery Kalita of Michigan will have it. She'll send it back to Homan, the goaltender, outside of her, right at the top of her own box. Just kind of dribbling upfield now, halfway between the box and the field line. She is going to launch it into the zone. Just kicked back in by Northwestern. And Avery Peters of Michigan will just send it back. So just a long ball game here now. Stolen by Campbell Jewell, though, from a Northwestern defender. Passes it ahead to Avery Peters. Trying to pass it ahead for...
Gonna be a corner.
Trying to see that number, I apologize. 18, Ella Irvin, trying to find her. However, it's going to be a battle between her and Northwestern, which is out on Northwestern, so it will be a Michigan corner, as you said. Campbell Jewell is going to go and take the corner for Michigan. And no one joins her, so they're going to have a long corner. You should be the coach. Be the manager down there. Come on. Michigan has just about everybody bunched up in one spot. Takes a corner into the center, but easily headed away by the Northwestern defense. Full scrum at the top of the box now. Anyone trying to get possession, no one can really get it. Anaya League has it now, but she's going to head back out to midfield. Over to Kalita, who has it and just sends it over to the far corner.
Oh.
Intended for Jenna Lang, however, just a little too much power on it, and she hit it while she was about a foot out of bounds.
Took her time with that one. Could have controlled it before it bounced.
So, goal kick for Northwestern. Fitzpatrick will take it here. Trying to use up as much of this clock as possible. 2 minutes remaining in a 3-0 lead. Northwestern players just taking like a Sunday stroll up to midfield line. She's finally going to send it ahead. Up to the midfield line, nobody's there, though, except for Addie Wallach. However, they're going to say she was alone because it was a bad challenge. She knocked a Northwestern player to the ground.
About a minute and a half left. I think both teams are about ready for the final whistle.
Absolutely. With minute 38 now, they're going to stop it as that Northwestern player is down injured. Now she's up and okay. That is Brooke Miller for Northwestern, junior from Naperville, Illinois.
Great city of Naperville.
Great city. I've never been there once, but I'll take your word for it. Going to send it ahead. Gets past Anaya League, so Northwestern will have it now in the attacking zone on the right side of the box with Alex Fallon. Fallon trying to out-dribble 2 players, just kicks it off League's face, really, and it goes out of bounds. So it's going to be a Northwestern throw-in from right about the baseline. Going to try to throw it in for Alicino. However, it just goes right off of her and out of bounds, so Michigan going to get a goal kick here. Home in for Michigan sets it up. Minute 7 left in this game, so really just trivial seconds here. Going to send it ahead to midfield. Intended for Kalita, but a little too much power on it. Kalita will just send it back to Homan, try and get away from the Northwestern attack. Northwestern player was crashing on the net, and Homan was taking her time to get rid of it. That was Alicino for Northwestern. Almost was able to steal it away from her. Michigan will have it now, though. Almost at the midfield line. Now at the midfield line with Jenna Lang. Try to send it ahead, however, it's lost again, and Doucette will have it for Northwestern. Sends it up to Brooke Miller for the Wildcats. Sends it ahead to nobody, and so Kalita will regroup for Michigan to send it back to Homan. 26 seconds left here now in the game. Homan sends it over to League on the right-hand side. Michigan looking to just dribble out this clock as well. It's cold. They want to go home.
We all want to go home.
Across the midfield line to Jenna Lang. Jenna Lang looking for anybody. Just takes it right into the shin of a Northwestern defender as they begin the countdown here at the UM Soccer Complex. Battle a little bit between halfway and the box, and they'll just stand there as the clock goes out. So this one will be a 3-0 victory for Northwestern. That was pretty even in the first half, but in the second half, Northwestern clearly just took the upper hand as Michigan couldn't get past their defense, and their offense seemed to, or Northwestern's offense seemed to just overwhelm.
Yeah, that's a disappointing one for the Wolverines. Like we said earlier, coming into this game, it's probably the better side. Maybe not by much, but playing at home, you want to get the win, especially against a team that is, I mean, statistically the worst team in the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah, but you're not even being mean. That's statistically accurate.
Yeah. But yeah, and they got the goal. They got called off. Super unlucky. Got to see that one back. I don't know if it was offsides, but yeah, if that one goes in and it stands, that changes everything. But just they got unlucky there, but this Wildcats side just efficient with their shots. I mean, only 5 shots on goal and 3 of them went in. So just efficient finishing from them and not a lot of great looks for Michigan after at least the 10-minute mark. So a disappointing one for them.
Absolutely. So Northwestern's going to improve to 6-8-3 overall in the year with 1-6-2 in Big Ten play. Michigan will unfortunately drop to 2-12-2 and 1-7-1 in conference play. So actually, statistically now, Michigan will be the worst team in the Big Ten. Northwestern with a 3-0 victory here in Ann Arbor as they go up to East Lansing to play the Spartans. Michigan will be back in action on Sunday to face Purdue. Thank you, everybody, for listening for WCBN Sports. This has been Aydin and Zach in the second half. We'll see you all next time.